What's up, everybody? Jay Leone here again with another review for you guys today. We got something very nice and solid to talk about today. Before we get to that, I want to say I apologize for my last review on the K-Fun V4. It was rather long. I know what you guys are going through trying to watch that video because I had to watch it. I had to watch myself for 50 minutes just so I can edit the damn thing. And actually, it was over an hour before I edited it. I really tried to slim it down as best as I could, but there was just so much to cover on that K-Fun V4 video, and I wanted to make sure I talked about everything and got all the details down. There was still a lot of things I missed, which I'll bring up future vlog coming up in 2 weeks or so when I do my monthly vlog, per se. But today, it's not about that. It is about a device from a company called Pioneer For You. I've done reviews for them before. I'm a big fan of theirs. They put out some quality stuff. Today we're looking at the IPV Mini. Alright, so the review at hand we have today is the IPV Mini. Not so mini, to be honest with you. I didn't order it because it was a mini device. I ordered it because I like the look of it. So I'm not disappointed that it's not as small as I intended it to be. I'll do some close-ups and I'll show you some comparisons in size. It's not mini and it's not light by any means. It is a heavy little bastard. Yeah. It seems like everything now is becoming mini. We got the Cloudper minis. We got all kinds of mini devices coming out. This is a mini. I'm sure Sigelli will be coming out with a mini version of a mini box mod coming out too. And this one took some cues from the ZNA with the kind of the slant here and the button here. I really do wish the button was here, just because it would be a nice fire right there. It's like a trigger switch. I would like that. But no, it's not a clone of ZNA. It's using a completely different chip, and a chip that's very good, actually, for what it does. I'll give you some quick specs before we go up close and show you what there is to know about this guy. I've got specs pulled up here, so I'm just going to read them off really quick. Obviously, it's a 510 threaded device. It's got no ego threading. It could use resistances from 0.5 to 3 ohms, and I have tested it down to 0.5. It does fire at 0.5. It will put out 3 to 8 volts, but it's only a variable wattage device, so it's 5 watts to 30 watts, and it uses a new Yeehy SX130 chip. This chip is very good, by the way. I'll just say that real quick. I no issues with it. It says floating top pin, which it's not a floating pin. It's a spring-loaded pin. So that doesn't seem to be right. And it's got ear protections, low voltage protections, low resistance protections, high input voltage, output short circuit protection, reverse battery protection. So it does have reverse battery protection. And the dimensions, according to this website, is 3 3/4 in the length by 1 9/16 width by 7 7/8. Whatever. I'm just reading it, just what's on this website here. You do get a limited 30-day warranty with the purchase of this, and I believe that's through Pioneer For You. They are the makers of this device. Where did I get it from? I got it from eBay. I'll post a link below from the eBay, the seller's eBay page or whatever. I paid $46.99 for this with free shipping, so it was quite a steal. Yeah, quite a steal. I have seen them. If you don't want to use eBay or you don't like using eBay, you can order them from vendors. I've seen it from 48 to 56 bucks, somewhere in there, which is a fair price. Anywhere under 60, I think, is a pretty good price for this. Actually, I'd pay 60 for it too. I just happened to get a really good deal on it. So that's the pricing on it. I already said what it is. Variable wattage device. A very nice variable wattage device with a very nice mirrored finish on the screen here. You can see everything through it. Kind of works as a mirror too. Anyways, yeah, let's go up close and let's take a look at it. Why don't we? Alright, so here's the packaging for the IPV Mini. Got some juice on here already. bear with me as I'm still working with this up close camera here. It says box mod IPV Mini 5 to 30 watts. Just, you know, the picture of the mod. And on the back, you got some stuff that's included: the device, manual, gift box, USB cable, Pioneer for You, 18 plus, phone numbers, fax, and their website. Just open the box up here, and you're gonna get, obviously, come out of here. You're gonna get the device right there. Set that aside, and obviously these little certificates of quality control. And if you pull up this little guy here, which is always stuck, you're gonna get, it has Modus warranty card, a user manual, rather small user manual. This is yeah, this is the user manual right here, quite small. And then if you open up this little compartment below, you'll get a USB cable to charge your device. Pretty standard stuff there, nothing out of the ordinary. Now let's get to the device. Alright, so before we look at the menu on here, let's look at the size comparison. Here you could see the E-Leaf, the IPV Mini in the middle, and then the IPV2 on the far left here. Not the smallest guy. Mini, not so much. I don't know why they're calling it Mini. I mean, it is a little bit smaller. It's obviously not as small as the iStick, but it's a little bit smaller. Let's turn this around. Than the IPV2. Obviously, it's slimmer because it's kind of a box that's been cut out, so you're losing all this. So it makes for a comfortable hold in the hand. It's a little bit shorter also. I don't know a good way to show you that, but the way my camera is right now, yeah, there you go. It's a little bit shorter. So, yeah, not so mini, but not an issue because it is a relatively comfortable device in the hand. I mean, it just kind of fits with that bend on the back, and your thumb kind of sits right there. Or you can hold it like this, you know, and your trigger finger is here. It's very comfortable. So I do enjoy the feel of this device. It is also very heavy feeling. I mean, it's a hefty device. Very hefty, solid, does not feel cheap. As far as up top here, real quick, I want to mention, it is a 23mm rounded section here. Let me take the K-Fun off really quick. Okay. Yeah, that section here, this roundish area, is 23mm. So the K-Fun V4, which is 22mm at the base, looks really good, honestly. It's just a slight, I don't know if you can even notice it. Yeah, very slight. It's a little bit in on it. But on 22mm devices, as you can see here, look great, honestly. It just looks great. But it is 23mm. Thought I'd mention that, too. Alright, so here we'll take a close look at the IPV Mini from Pioneer for You. Let's see if this camera gives you guys a little bit of a clearer view here. So bear with me as I kind of get used to using it for close-up stuff. Anyways, so yes, let's just give you a quick tour of it. Let's start at the top here. You got your 510. There you go. And it is spring-loaded. So you can see it's going up and down. It is rather a stiff spring-loaded 510. And it is a gold-plated 510 pin here. You do have your airflow cutouts right up here, in case you get you have an Addy with where it gets its airflow from its 510, obviously. That's the top. The threads on here are buttery smooth. I haven't had an issue threading anything on there. Going down this side here, you got kind of a tubular design. Hey, nicked it up already, huh? Yeah, you got kind of a tubular design. And then you have your knurled your knurled battery cap right here, which you could put. Obviously, it's used to put your battery in. See it better if we go from here. Let's turn it around. Actually, I believe that's a serial number L0976, and you have adequate battery venting down here, and the micro USB charge port right there. If you do wish to charge it that way. Once again, they put it on the bottom. I don't know why China keeps putting them on the bottom. Put them on the side. I know it may have something to do with the way it's constructed, but still, for me, it's just easier to take this off because, you know, then you would have to lay it on its side if you want to do it. Charge it, obviously. You couldn't charge it upright. So yeah, this is knurled here. Threads on this are very smooth. No issues whatsoever. There goes my phone. I see my battery here. I'm trying these new batteries actually. These what are these? There we go. The MXJO batteries. I think they're what 35 amp, 2500 milliamp hours. So far, batteries been working pretty good. Got it for like, I think I paid $9.50 for a battery or something like that, which is usually a going rate for a good battery. Anyways, here's the cap here. You can see there. I'll get you the specs on what that is. I believe it's silver plated right there. It's a silver plated just pin type thing. It's not adjustable or anything. It just sits there, makes contact with the bottom of your battery. And like I said, there's venting there and a serial number. Set that aside for a second. And then you got here, it's already dirty, you got these Allen head screws here and here. Kind of looks like they took a cue from Vapor Shark, honestly. It looks like the Vapor Shark screws that they used to hold their box together. Then obviously on this side here, you can see my camera. It's actually my work camera that I'm using for this. Power button and down and up buttons. Pretty standard mirrored finish on the screen. As you can see everything, it's like a mirror. So yeah, interesting. Let's pop a battery in. Obviously you go a nipple up, or positive end up I should say. And there goes my cap. The cap on here feels a little chintzy. It just feels a little lightweight, a little cheap. Just a little cheap. And we'll pop this on so you can see what the screen does here. Come on, you son of a bitch. Thread. Threads are really good on this. It's just, I always have issues. There we go. Capturing them. Pioneer for You logo comes up, telling you the battery is inserted. So it feels like there's a lot of threads on here. There we go. Nice and tight. No issues with battery rattle. None whatsoever. I've used some Samsungs, some Sonys, and now the MXJO batteries. To turn it on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the Pioneer for You logo. IPV Mini. And she's on. Well, she has no atomizer, but very familiar screen on here. Nothing special or out of this world. Very familiar screen. Alright, so let's slap my K-Fun on here so we have something for it to read as far as resistance goes. Like I said, threads, as you can see, very smooth. You can feel it when it gets to that pin. You can feel the 510 pushing downwards. So here we go. Let's see if we can actually read the screen on this camera. There we go. There we go. 12 watts. This thing, let's get it all the way down to the lowest. It does scroll pretty quick. It goes from 5 watts, if you hold the up, go all the way up to 30 watts. And there you go. And you can see, oh boy, shouldn't have fired it at 30 watts. Gonna burn that coil. Anyways, let's get it down to a more manageable area here. There we go, around 12.0. You can see I'm pushing out 4.1 volts on a 1.4 ohm coil. You got your battery indicator here. The screen does dim out rather quickly. I mean, watch, after firing it, 1, 2 seconds, and that screen does dim out. So it is rather quickly dimming. Now, if the first button you press to change your wattage here is the up, it's going to take you into the memory bank settings, which what that is, it's 5 presets that you can set for your wattage. I have a few of mine set here. They kind of got screwed up already. Memory bank 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously 1 is here. So you must press the down button, which is kind of annoying, honestly. Let me get, oh boy. You press the fire button, you get into there. Alright, so if you do press the up button as your first action on the device, it will take you to the memory bank. You first must press the down and then get into the if you want to adjust up. So you don't, so there we go again. It's very annoying. I've had it happen to me now a billion times. Okay, so see if I press up, I'm in memory bank. You have to start adjusting down first, and then you can go up. It's kind of annoying. Anyways, there's not really much to see on the screen. One of the negatives, I'll show you right here really quickly. How did I get down to 4.7 watts? See, I think it just glitched. How did it do 4.7? I can't get back down there. Interesting. Okay, glitching on camera. So, the up and the down button, if you press both of those, get to mobile mode, and you will hear it. She is firing. I'll turn it off again. You just press them again to get off. When mobile mode is on, I guess it's automatically shooting power out of the 510, so don't have an atomizer attached, because that could be an issue. I did press it, and I'm like, here we go again. Watch. And it's firing. I don't know if you hear that. So, yeah, if you have mobile mode on, do not have an atomizer on there, because it will just fire and fire and fire until probably it blows the head on your coil, or drains your battery completely dead, or it overheats or something like that. Now, I'm not sure on the mobile how that actually works. There's supposed to be a connection that's for the top that you thread onto the 510, and then you plug it into your mobile devices like your phones and your iPhones and your iPads and your tablets and whatnot. So that hasn't even been released yet from what I know. So that feature is pretty much useless. Ignore that. Don't press those two buttons because there's no point at this point in time. Now the other feature here is hold the fire button and the down button, and you'll be in DC to DC, which is direct current. Or you can hold the fire and the up button, and you can go to PWM, which is pulse width modulation. So I guess if you're a fan of pulse width modulation, you can use that mode. I'm personally not. I keep it in DC, DC. Just make sure when you get it, you check it and see what mode it's in, and switch it to the proper mode that you want. Those are really the features. 5-click on off, like I mentioned earlier, when you turn it off to system off. And that's it. That's the menu. It's very, very simple. Like I said, there's a memory bank in there if you want to use it. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go up top and talk about it a little more. I forgot to mention or show you this part. Yeah, it says Pioneer for their logos right here. I don't think I showed that. Yes, that's there. Alright, let's go back up top. Alright, and one thing really quick before we go up top. I totally forgot to mention this, but it needs to be said. There's a totally big con with the fire button on here. I didn't mention they are clicky and very soft to press buttons. I mean, they're very easy to press, very light touched. But there's a huge negative, and I want to show it to you up close before we go up top. I know I'm wasting too much time here, but there goes my phone again. If you press the fire button in the center, or at the bottom, or on the side, or on the other side, it's fine. If you press the button at the top, you're gonna run into a problem. And I was freaking out when it happened to me. I was like, why is it firing on its own? So I'll show you. I can make it do it, so I'm pretty... Press it right here. And she is constantly firing. And then you just kind of press it on at the bottom and it'll pop it out. I'll show you really close up here. You can see the button is stuck in there. And boom, I pop it out. So don't press it there. And I don't know if you can hear it, but she is firing, and that's it getting stuck. So quite a big con. Just be aware of it if you do have one. I don't know if it's just my unit or maybe it'll break in over time, but right now just don't press it up here. It kind of just happens on accident all the time. I try not to, but it just happens. Just wanted to mention that real quick, and that is it. Let's go up top. So that was a close-up on it. As you saw, not so many, but very, very nicely built device. I'm not sure what it's made of, actually. I think it's an aluminum. I can't for the life of me seem to find it. If I do find it, I'll post it below the video. Like I said, it's a 23 millimeter rounded area up top here, so 22 millimeter device. You're going to have a slight lip. I kind of showed it up close, but if you can kind of see it here, which you probably can't. This camera sucks for focusing. It really does. There you go. So it does have that little bit of lip, but honestly it looks nice. From this angle, the angle you're seeing it from, it looks like a tube mod until you turn it around, and it's not. I do like that. I did opt to get the gray finish, I believe they're calling this. So it's kind of a grayish finish. They have a silver, a gray, and a black. The black is the one I wanted, but the black seems to be sold out, so it must be the most popular one. I do get this slight gap here, just on one side. I don't know if it's gonna show up here on camera. Probably not. But you kind of see it here. where the atomizer meets the base of the IPV Mini. There's a slight gap, only on this side though. And if I turn it around, you'll see that gap go away. See, there's no gap there. First, I think it may be a slight slant on it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just mine. It's something I've noticed, and the eye kind of gravitates to it. It's just on this side here, where my thumb is. Otherwise, it's flush on this side, so I don't know what's going on there, but it's not really a big negative for me. Obviously, I got my K-Fun V4 clone on here, and I must say, this thing is still working really good. These two pair together very nicely. I got it set to 12 watts, giving me 4.1 volts on a 1.4 ohm load. Puts out plenty of power. It's, you know, it's DC to DC. Obviously, you can change it if you choose, but there's no rattlesnake in the DC. It sounds nice and smooth, nice and flat of a signal. It's a good. I have no complaints. One of my biggest positives on this is, unlike a lot of Chinese mods, you have to press the fire button and it doesn't instantly fire. It pops up a stupid logo or something, and you have to wait a second before it kicks in. On this one, it straight fires every time you press it. There's no delay, no hesitation, nothing. I love that. It's hard to find a good variable wattage device that's from China that doesn't do that, because I have a lot of them. They have that HANA screen that pops up, or DNA, or Evolve. It's just fucking annoying. So I'm glad it doesn't do that. Some negatives. We talked about a little bit of it in the close-ups. Obviously, the USB charger being on the bottom is a negative. But with the cap here, the knurled cap, you can easily change batteries. So I don't find myself using that at all. I just swap batteries out. And then the menu, when I was kind of showing it up close, if you press the up button first, you'll take you to stupid memory bank settings instead of going up in your wattage, which I find myself hitting a lot and getting stuck in this memory bank, which it's not that hard to exit out of, but it could be a negative, and it could be a little confusing to some if you've never used this device. Scroll through wattage, great. 5 to 30 watts is great. Haven't had an issue. Spring loaded 510. Everything else about this is pretty good. I mean, I wish it was a 22 millimeter, but it doesn't really bother me. It could be a negative. Some people, just so you know, it is 23 millimeters around at this section. And it's not the shortest device, obviously. I showed you size comparison, but it is very comfortable, and it's very hefty. You know, I like to usually place it in my hand like this with the rounded side and wrap my fingers and fire it with that finger there, or I can actually fire it this way, where I put the rounded side here and fire it just like that. Oh, one of the biggest negative, I guess, would be the button on mine. Now, somebody that has this, I know a few of you have it out there, I've talked to you. Let me know, does your button get stuck when you press it just at the top? Like that. I showed it in the up close. Mine's still doing it, and it's been almost a week now, so I haven't had that issue because I don't press it there, but it does happen in the holding down the mobile buttons here. If you hold these two up and down buttons, you go into mobile mode, it'll fire on its own for a good 5 seconds. So I don't know if anybody else is having that problem. I heard that has been fixed in newer batches, so maybe I just got an older batch unit. Again, it doesn't bother me because I don't go in mobile mode. I'm not going to charge devices off of this. The fact that it uses 18650 batteries is great too. I mean, because battery life is great and they're easy to replace. It's not a LiPo pack. I usually prefer 18650s because I can just swap them. Not have to worry about the battery going bad. I just change the battery. Like I said, for under $60, for what I paid $46.99, it's a steal. It's a great device. If somebody's looking for, you know, good range device that goes from 5 to 30 watts, very nice feeling, very comfortable to hold, good battery life, which, by the way, it depends on what you're vaping on, what ohm load and all that. I'm getting a little over a day on an 18650 at 12 watts. And I've had no like glitches or anything like that really happen to this at all. It's just straight fires every time, minus the button getting stuck, but no glitches otherwise. That's it. I mean, I highly recommend this. Would I recommend this to somebody? Of course I would. It's a great little device, great price on it. There's a lot of devices in this price range that are coming out from China that are really good. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, it's a great device. It's just working great. It's been the K-Fun V4 and that have been together for a little while now, and it's just a great vape. Thumbs up on that one. That's it, guys. If you're interested in getting one, you can check the eBay link that I have below for that guy if you want to pay that. If you don't want to use eBay, you can check eCiggity101vape.com. Those sites also have them if you want to check them out. They're a little more, but they're reputable vendors, you know. But I had no problems with the eBay guy. The same day he shipped it, actually, so he seems pretty reputable, to be honest. But that's it. What's coming up next? Next is the VaporShark DNA 40. Should be here tomorrow. It's been almost 2 months now since I've ordered. Not almost 2 months, is it? I ordered December 1st, and we're January 16th, so a month and a half since I ordered it, and I'm finally getting it, and I think it's coming tomorrow, so I'm excited to get that. Excited to play with it, and we'll do the video on the VaporShark DNA 40, and then we'll do a separate video on the temperature control and see what that's all about, because I'm interested to see if that's even going to be something for me. I doubt it, but we'll see. I give everything a try at least once. And that's it. Let's stop it here because we're going to end up on our 50-minute video, and I don't want that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this information was helpful. And as always, live well and live on. You're the next one in line for the kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will. Stop, no, I'll let you live a little.